So here we are again. Have to redo this video because apparently OBS messed up and I had no audio. Someone brought it up, it's like, oh, we're doing diving into advanced lip syncing or lip reading videos. Seems to be working well. Well now at least. So disclaimer, if you don't have any hobbies and you're not passionate about anything, just go away. Because I don't feel like, oh, it's just the game, John. It's just the game. Why do people care to them? Well, imagine someone coming into your hobby and messing it up. Imagine you taking time to do something, hours upon hours upon hours, and then someone comes along and just, doosh, like puzzles or sculpting. Someone just comes in, you take all that time and dedication to do something, and then someone comes in to mess it up. All right? So there we go. So if you don't have any passions or hobbies, just go the fuck away. So PirateSoftware is this guy right here. YouTuber. He's got YouTube, he's a streamer, he's, developer, I think. Plays World of Warcraft, and he's doing they're doing hardcore, they're in Dire Mall. And apparently from what the story is, he decided they've got the mobs. There's mobs right here in front of the door. And the boss kind of like makes their way around, kind of like a patrol. And instead of, I don't know if hardcore, you really can't afford any foul ups. So everyone should be very precise with what they're doing. But apparently he pulls the boss before they even down the ads. He ice blocks, and then instead of helping, he just, as they say, roaches out. He due to a roach out. Basically, what roaches do, they survive, they skitter away. That's what he did. He had mana. He kept blinking to get further and further when he could have been using that mana. And you can see he's got 2 blizzards right there. I'm guessing one is max level, rank whatever it is at this time, and rank 1. So even if he doesn't have mana, he can always use those. He has Ice Nova. He's got, he's got ways. And right there, it looks like, I don't know if that could be Arthas's Tears or whatever it was. It could be Holy Water. It could something. But if that is a mana potion, why isn't he using it? But we're going to watch this real fast again. I already know what's happening because I've already seen it.
Boss is coming too, watch out.
Yeah, I got shield wall. God damn it.
Run.
Just run. Can you target dummy?
I can target them, yeah. Should I do it?
Just kill the massive. Yeah, target dummy. Kill the massives.
No.
Also, are you fine? Any grenades, anything?
Okay, right there, he just used max rank Blizzard, which you see what happened. He had, like, what was it, 1,200?
You're fine.
Yeah. About 1,300. About 1,400 mana right there. And then watch what happens. Then it goes down to about 300. He should have used rank 1. And rank 1 may not be as effective, but it's something that people use, like healers. They'll use rank 1 abilities all the time. You're in a raid, and there's like 2-3 other healers. Spamming rank 1, it gets them healed, it gets people healed, and you don't have to consume nearly as much mana. Sometimes the less costly way is more effective. So he could have used rank 1, and he could have used ice frostbolt. Considering these guys looked like they were mostly dead anyway, frostbolt, it would have done just as well, like rank 1 frostbolt. He could use Frost Nova, which deals a little bit of damage and it freezes them in place. It wouldn't have worked on the boss, but this guy right here, it would have probably easily helped take him out. So
any grenades, anything?
You can just
heal him.
Yeah, you just heal me. Just come back a little bit.
Boss is on me, sitting bear form.
Snappy, just run.
I can help a lot. Yep.
Pirate, why are you walking, bro?
What are you talking about? Why?
And again, you see him use Blink. Blink takes up a substantial amount of, not substantial, but a good amount of mana. Again, he could have spent that mana on helping his guildmates. And yet, nothing. Instead, he runs.
Am I walking?
This
Look at
is
my mana.
savageable. Come
Innervate
on,
you?
man.
Just kill the mastiffs.
Innervate,
Kill the
innervate,
mastiffs.
innervate.
Innervate the
Use
healer.
Nova,
Kill,
bro,
kill the
come on.
mastiffs. We got
He
this.
heals.
In the sense of
War something?
Do you
War
see
something
my
now?
mana? What am I supposed to do for you?
just kill the mastiffs. One shot. Okay, we
More
pulled
than-
another
more on the way,
pass
more on the
right
way.
now.
Okay, so he's like, whoa, look at my mana. Look how much mana. What am I supposed to do? Well, you could stop spamming blink. And then there's this part.
Let me say it again.
He already said his piece.
Pirate.
Go on.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear
I
God.
want to speak to him because I didn't speak to him correctly. I said it again. We all did mistakes, bro. Like I didn't say, we are just blaming you. It's about the zero accountability is what makes us so mad.
There's no zero
You see the point?
accountability, dude. Everyone can do something better.
you-
But when you open up and you yell over another
no,
person
listen,
like you
can
were doing
I
earlier,
speak?
nah, I'm good.
You
See ya. I'm not doing that shit again with him. Nah, he did it the first time. I'm not doing it a second one. Not interested.
And then take zero accountability. He was apparently one that pulled the boss. He's the one who was running for his life without even, really trying to help anyone. And let me, it's hardcore WoW. It's hardcore WoW. You die once, and that's it. So if you're max level, you have to start all over again. There's no second chances. You have to delete your character and start all over. So all that gold you accumulated, all the top tier, best in slot gear that you've got, all of that goes bye-bye. And this is classic. So it's not like current WoW where you play for like 10 minutes and you're already level 30. No, it takes time in vanilla. So to have that happen, to have someone mess up and then not even take accountability, like, oh, it's everyone's fault. And he's like, he's like outright saying, yeah, we all made mistakes, but you're not taking any accountability at all for the mistake you made of, like pulling the boss. I mean, that's a huge mistake. No one else pulled the boss. That was him. And then he ice blocked and then he blinked out of there. He stopped once and used the max rank Blizzard, which took up like all of his freaking mana, leaving him completely useless. And then when he's gaining some mana back, he just uses it again to blink. So zero accountability. Easily one of the biggest roach outs I've seen so far on this season of only Fangs. Yeah, I think it's the biggest one I've seen. Literally the most OP class for salvaging a shit pull, and he's 200 yards away and spamming blink instead of regenning mana. Two people die helping, while the one that could actually help everyone cosplayed Usain Bolt, and waved from the entrance. You can tell how important it is to him to not even be slightly at risk. I mean, if I'm not a hardcore WoW player, I'm not really much of a raider, so if I was max level, I would probably be fine, because I don't really raid anymore. But, there's other people there. There's other people there who put just as much time and dedication to that character as you. Shouldn't they have a chance to continue on? But instead, this guy's like, nope, it's all me. It's all me. It's all about me. I'm blinking out of here. I'm blinking out of here, guys. You can tell how important it is to him to not even be slightly at risk. This was bad, and I hope he gets a real punishment and Tyler never brings him in groups again with himself. That's not a teammate. Yeah. Yeah, if you're willing to sacrifice teammates just to keep yourself alive, that's not no. Pretty much the whole issue. Pirate presents himself as the guy with all the answers. And when it comes down to applying that, he chooses to rat the fuck out. I have no clue why Asman is glazing him so hard. A summary of what happened. Pirate Butt pulled the mobs up the stairs and immediately jumped off the side. Pulls the boss that's patrolling below. That was going to walk. Yeah. So the boss, there's a lot of bosses in WoW where you'll have a pack of mobs. Like in this case, you have them in front of the door you have to go through. It opens up once you beat the boss. You have them, but then you have the boss coming along, and they'll it's like that in Hall of Stone, Hall of Lightning. Like the first room you enter, there's like all these pathways, connecting, and you have mobs in each one, but you have the boss patrolling. So regardless of which mob you choose to take out, the boss is going to get there at some point. So a lot of people will see the boss coming back down, and coming back their way, and like, okay, we can take out these mobs real fast. So by the time they're done, that's when the boss should be about halfway towards them, and they go ahead. Because like in Hall of Stone or whatever one, you guys know which one I'm talking about. He's got two guys with him. So if you're not done with that mob by the time the boss gets there, you've got not only to deal with them, but then you've got the two other guys that the boss is with, then the boss himself. And the two guys, like, I think heal the boss, and it's just really annoying. Or they empower him, and it's just annoying. So for him to jump off, pull the boss, ice block out, then straight bolted out of the instance, leaving the group to fend for themselves. I mean, what the hell? What the hell? Again, you're not the only one playing the game. There's other people who put just as much time and effort into their characters. Maybe they want to, stay at that place in game and not have to start all over again. I mean, is that a possibility? Not the pirate though, because it's about him. He is so far from the reason those two died. Uses Blizzard twice, and team says run, but refuses to run, and two of them get killed. They call to run. He didn't have mana. He did nothing wrong. That was super lame. My opinion is this dude has plummeted through the floor. Now, apparently, he's also getting death threats. If you're sending death threats to someone over a game, grow the fuck up. Just grow the hell up. Okay, yes, it's frustrating having to start at level 1 and going to max level, but it's not worth, because guess what? Sometimes those death threats are taken seriously and the authorities are called, and then you get arrested for it. Is it really worth it? All because you didn't like someone in World of Warcraft? So, if you're that much of a fucking loser that you're going to send death threats to someone because of World of Warcraft, then and people like this must be nice to not have any fucking many real hours. Exactly. People like this must be nice to not have any hobbies. Okay, what if this person was again, sculptor, they like to do puzzles, and they have a 5,000 piece puzzle, and that's going to take a long time to do. Someone comes along and just poof, messes it the fuck up. Are you going to say, oh, it's okay, it's just a puzzle? Or are you going to be angry about it because that took you several hours to do? Several hours over the course of many days, weeks, whatever. 5,000 pieces, and it's just now all lying on the floor, scattered. Are you going to be like, oh, it's just a puzzle. It's not real. Exactly. You're going to be pissed. Says the nerd arguing with other nerds on Twitter. Shut the fuck up, goof. So you're sitting here arguing online with your bot premium. Who's the nerd? I'm not sure. There's time to delete your comment. Okay, so saying run, again, as someone who has AoE, because if they run, guess what? They're still going to have to come back in. And they're going to have to do it all over. Well, not all over, but those mobs that they, didn't had down to that and they didn't manage to kill, they're going to reset and get back to full health. So while you're running, it's still a good idea to use the AoE that you have and try to whittle them down to get them out. So that way, when you come back in, you only have that boss now to deal with. So yeah, they might have said run, but using that time to whittle down their health, to try to take them out, to make it easier the next go round, instead of worrying about having that same mistake happen again. Novaing ads when the group says run is literally something a day one mage would learns. He just wanted the group to die. Yamato plays WoW for 2 months. Exactly. It's like you have Frost Nova, dude. It would have affected the ads, the ones that were chasing you down. This is bonkers. There were run call outs in both Roach videos. One, he had no mana and Gem was on CD or cooldown. No, he had regen mana more than 800. He could use mana gem or over pot, but instead he emptied the mana with useless skills multiple times, like blink. Again, this is this is what someone would be like a high-end raider or a player. And instead of using like a rank 1, he dumps all his mana into max rank Blizzard, which takes him from like 1400 to 300. And then he's like, oh, I don't have any mana. And as he's doing this, he's using Blink, which is using more mana. He could have Frost Nova'd. He could have ranked 1 freaking Blizzard. He could... any of that. Instead, he chose to save himself. They also tell him to kill the ads and come back. Exactly. Once the ads are out of the way, they're not going to respawn. They're not going to respond. Once you get back there, the ads will be gone, and you'll just have the boss to deal with. Number 1 tank is responsible for this 100%. If he tanks, they're not paying attention to... They also tell him to kill the ads and come back, but he continued to run anyway. Why did no one jump on the ledge and reset them? I've soloed this place dozens of times. It doesn't work when that boss is pulled, sadly. Yeah, there are some instances where you can kind of do things to kind of like reset bosses and mobs and all that. But Dire Maul is one of those places that has a lot of stuff like packed together. You'll go into the room, you'll have mob of ogres here, hyenas there, mob of ogres, and it's all... so you've really got to be careful with what you're doing. No communication is false. Someone clearly said run multiple times. Again, and I've experienced this many times before, you can still run and do damage, especially when you're a freaking mage. Okay, again, taking those mobs out would be important, especially when one of them you saw had like very little health left. So if you just ignored that and ran out, guess what? They reset and they've got all their health back. So it's easier to just take them out when they're at this much health left. I don't know, man. I have zero obligation to save your character at the risk of my own. And maybe that's the problem with people. Again, if you're a mage, there's really no... he was so far ahead of everyone else. Him helping out a little more with, rank 1 Blizzard wouldn't have done anything for him. He wouldn't have been at any risk. But instead, he's like, oh, F you guys, I'm gone. So, he was kicked from only Fangs. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, guys. I take full account. It's too bad. Too bad. We don't care. We don't care at all. But I'm sure someone will let him into their guild. But 2 people have to restart. And again, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Again, put yourself in that position of having something that you care about. 5,000 piece puzzle. Someone comes along and after hours upon hours, days upon days, 5,000 pieces finally put together to make the picture. And then someone just comes along and messes up 5,000 pieces now scattered around on the floor after all your hard work. You're not going to sit there and say, oh, it's just a puzzle. It's just a puzzle. It's not real. So for those people who don't have any passions or any hobbies, maybe you should find one. And then maybe you can be a little more sympathetic to the people who end up having to start from the beginning. Because this is classic WoW. Not current WoW that's super duper easy. This is classic WoW. And it's hardcore, so one mess up and you die and you have to start all over. But again, with the death threats, no one should be receiving death threats for something stupid like World of Warcraft. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's really messed up that he'd rather hightail it out of there, but not help at all, and then not take any accountability considering he's the one who pulled the boss. But no one deserves death threats over a video game. So, anyway, I'm sure some people have their hardcore WoW, WoW hardcore stories or horror stories. Let me hear them. But that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.